Welcome to a new episode of Video Car Review, our international branch of Ausfahrt TV, and as usual I'm your host Mr. Z. Welcome! If you haven't seen our reviews before, be aware they're pretty long, indeed up to an hour, but don't be scared. In the description text of this very video you find jump markers. Our videos are always structured the same way, we have always the same section, so you can jump from section to section or just watch one section today and the other one tomorrow and so on. As well, in the description text of this video you find links to other reviews that we did of competitors of the new Tiguan that we will present you today. And you find all the technical data about our test car in the text as well. So as I mentioned, we are in the north of Sweden in a town called Arvidsjaur or something like that. I apologize to all the Swedish guys. And that's a pretty tiny town, however it's almost famous for all the German premium manufacturers. They do all their driving experience up here. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi and Volkswagen, they all offer winter trainings and they are held up here in this area on ICCs. It's pretty amazing and fun. Besides that, Volkswagen is having 150 employees up here during the winter time for testing. So they're testing all their cars under, winter conditions, I guess. And so they keep all the guys up here. And while we were driving around for our first test round with a new Tiguan, we saw 2 or 3 Erlkönige. So it's not only Volkswagen who's testing up here, but all the manufacturers. And if you're like really into spy shots, that's a place to be, but I'm warning you, it's freaking cold up here. And the new Tiguan got tested here in Sweden as well. The history of this car, of the compact SUV of Volkswagen, is pretty short indeed. It started out in 2007 when they were started selling the first product generation. It got a mid-cycle update in 2011, and last year 2015 on the Frankfurt Motor Show, the EAA in Frankfurt, they introduced the second product generation, and that's exactly the car I'm showing you today. By the way, well, it's really cold and I have a cold. The name Tiguan is a German mix between a tiger and a lizard, because the German word for lizard is Leguan, and so we got tiger, Leguan, Tiguan. Well, at least in Germany, the Tiguan is a leader of the segment of the compact SUVs in Germany. Almost 60,000 new cars were registered at the official KBA database. And looking at the competitors to the premium segment or to the importers from Japan or France or whatever, the best competitors gets up to 30,000 new cars a year in Germany, and he is almost having 60,000 units. So this is a leading car in Germany at least. Volkswagen is seeing the success of SUV cars in general. They say, well, you can grow up to over 30% selling SUVs. That's why we, Volkswagen, plan until 2020 we want to have an SUV in all relevant segments. So we probably see much more SUVs. And even the Tiguan will be available with a longer wheelbase in 2017 because it's based on the MQB platform, and that enables Volkswagen to just, shift the wheelbase a little bit. By the way, the Tiguan is built in Wolfsburg itself, so the Volkswagenstadt. And just if you're visiting Germany and you're a car guy, make sure you're not only going to Stuttgart and Munich. Wolfsburg is definitely worth a visit. Not the city itself, I'm sorry guys from Wolfsburg, but the whole Autostadt around it, around the factory plant, is pretty neat to see and definitely worth a visit. Maybe on your way to Berlin, or on the way back. Okay, the car is built in Wolfsburg. It is available for ordering right now already. It will be delivered and be at the dealers. No, it will be at the dealers in late April in Germany, and it's supposed to be rolled out Europe-wide in May 2016 already. Yeah. We do have competitors. We have so many competitors. I'm reading them because, you know, I'm bored and I forgot the French guys. I'm sorry, French guys. Well, never mind. So we got the premium brands, the German premium brands. That's the Mercedes-Benz GLA, the BMW X1 and the Audi Q3. I'm pretty sure we have an English review of the Audi Q3 and the BMW X1, and I'm filming when I get back home a video of the Mercedes-Benz GLA, so you got all the premium brand competitors for sure on our channel. Then we got the Skoda Yeti, for instance, Ford Kuga, Kia Sportage, Dacia Duster, Honda CR-V, the Mazda CX-5, not really sure if you have an English review, the Nissan Qashqai, the Suzuki SX4, the Hyundai Tucson, and the Opel Mokka or Vauxhall Mokka. Do you have a Vauxhall Mokka? No? Well, I don't know how it's called then. Was a compact Vauxhall SUV, guys. Well, for the market start, Volkswagen is offering the Tiguan with just two powertrains. On one hand, we have the 2-liter TDI diesel engine with 150 horses. On the other side, we have a 180 horsepower strong petrol engine, the TSI version. Later this year, we will have even more engine and much more than the previous model. So they offer a wider range of engines, or rather powertrains. So we will see a 115 horsepower diesel, 190 horsepower diesel, and a 240 horsepower diesel as well, while with the petrol engines we will have a 125 horsepower TSI, 1.4 liter by the way, 150 horsepower TSI, another 1.4 liter TSI, and another 2 liter TSI with 220 horses. The Tiguan is an SUV, but surprisingly not everyone wants to order an SUV with all-wheel drive. I don't know why. Crazy people. However, with the two entry models, the two lowest or less powerful engines, you will have front wheel drive. For the next step, you can choose between all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive, while starting at 180 horses you will always get the 4Motion all-wheel drive powertrain. When it comes to the transmission, the first two models, so the lower less powerful engines, are always in combination with a manual 6-speed. Then you can choose between the manual 6-speed and the 7-speed dual clutch DSG, and for the strongest engine you always get the GSG, so the automatic transmission. By the way, the 4Motion all-wheel drive by Volkswagen is now based on the Haldex 5 version, which means that each wheel can get up to 100% of the power. Doesn't make sense, guys. I know this, okay? But in theory, you know, each wheel can get 100%. So it's not like the rear axis and the front axis. We're talking about torque on the wheels now. So let me hit the heart of our test car. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder TDI diesel engine. Yes, I know, we got Dieselgate. Still, I believe diesels are still good engines, and Volkswagen has built good engines with the TDI in the past. Yeah, Dieselgate was not a good thing, however, I still like the engines. So this engine comes with 150 horses. It's good for maximum torque of 340 Newton meters, and you get them in a range between 1,750 and 3,000 RPM. Not Newton meters, RPM. Our test car is equipped with the 4Motion all-wheel drive powertrain and comes with the 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Well, we will try something new, and you know, as I know you're so much fan of myself, of Mr. Z himself, I'm being sarcastic, you understand, right? I will introduce you someone else. So it is my pleasure to show you Brian. Actually, I was going to say, well, give me a second, I would dress up as an English guy, but I'm so happy. Can I say English or do I say British?
British.
Well, so an English guy, no, I'm kidding, a British guy, and Brian and I will try to find out if it's possible that we work together a little bit more, and he's behind the camera right now, but I would invite him to do the spec sheet for you guys, so you can see, is it working for you guys? The diesel tank of the 2016 Volkswagen Tiguan will take 60 liters or 15.9 gallons. Volkswagen gives a fuel consumption figure of 5.7 liters for every 100 kilometers driven or 41.2 miles per US gallon, which means that under perfect conditions you can drive up to 1050 kilometers or 650 miles without stopping for fuel. CO2 emissions for the Volkswagen Tiguan 2.0 TDI with 150 horses should be 140 grams per kilometer according to Volkswagen. The Volkswagen Tiguan has a length of 4.49 meters or 177 inches with a wheelbase of 2.68 meters or 106 inches. It is 1.64 meters or 65 inches high and 1.84 meters or 72 inches wide, with a span of 2.1 meters or 83 inches from mirror tip to mirror tip. For the turning circle, you will need to have at least 11.5 meters or 37.7 feet of free space. The curb weight comes in at 1,917 kilograms or 4,226 pounds. The maximum loaded weight is 2,330 kilograms or 5,137 pounds. As this is an SUV, let's have the off-road specs as well. The ground clearance is 200 millimeters and the car has an approach angle of 18.3 degree. With a off-road front you even have 25.6 degrees. The departure angle is 24.7, giving the car a ramp angle of 20 degree. We don't have any values for the tilt angle or the gradability and not even the weighting depth. In Germany, our test car would cost round about 45,000 euros. So the new Tiguan is based on the Volkswagen modular transverse matrix, which means that they are more efficient building the car and they can build it wider, longer and lower. And that's what the new Tiguan is, and it means as well it's a complete new car because it's based on this thing. However, they managed to put the new Volkswagen exterior design language on this car, and I hear you out there, well, it looks as boring as the other Volkswagens. Well, you know, that's your opinion. Other guys have different opinion. What I can say at least is that I see a face that reminds me of a mixture between the new Passat and the Golf 7. And I personally like it. It looks sharper, and in comparison to the old model, it looks really modern, at least for me. They used a lot of horizontal lines, something really new, you know, like every car does it now. Horizontal line to make the car look wider. But telling you the truth, it's not only looking wider, it is 30 millimeters, so 3 centimeters wider than the previous model. And at least in Germany we got 3 different trim levels. So we got Trend line, Comfort line and High line. Our car is equipped with the highest trim level, so the High line. Later this year you will have R-line elements or packages that you can book as well to make the car look more sporty. An SUV look more sporty, yeah guys, I know. However, this car is special too because, well, it's an SUV, but being honest, a lot of people drive SUVs in city areas because they like, you know, sitting high and all that. But there are some people, a very few people out there, who really buy an SUV to go off-road, or to at least they live somewhere where they have gravel roads and all that. So the front here that you see is the off-road front. It gives you a better approach angle. By factory setting or with a regular front, the car has an approach angle of 18.3 degree. With the off-road front, however, you have approach angle of 25.6 degrees. So that's about the front. It's not in the configurator yet, but I think it will be available soon. By the way, the Tiguan comes with quite a bunch of new assist systems and security features. For instance, we got the active hood now. So imagine I would be walking down the street and a Tiguan hits me, you know. Whoa! Then the hood comes up a little bit to protect me from getting a serious head injury, hopefully. Yeah. Well, with the lowest trim level and in the basic settings, the Tiguan comes with halogen headlights. So, what years now? I forgot. Never mind. However, with the high lines, so the highest trim level, or as an option, you get full LED headlights with all the fancy lighting. As an option, you get fog lamps, and included with the fog lamps comes a cornering light. I told you, the new concept is makes the car wider. We got this. Check off, 3 centimeters wider. Longer. Well, check off, it's 60 millimeters, so 6 centimeters longer. And lower. Check off, it's 3.3 centimeters, so 33 millimeters lower. However, it's only 6 centimeters longer, but the wheelbase grew up to 7.7 centimeters. And be aware, it's not only good for the passengers, but as well for the trunk, because the trunk, in comparison to the previous model, grew up to 145 liters. So you got 145 liters more than in the previous model. Our car stands on 19-inch alloys. By factory settings, in the lowest trim level you got 17-inch alloys. In between you got 18-inch that you can order as well. And my personal opinion or guess is once we get the R-line elements, we'll probably see 20-inch as well, because there's still some space in the wheel arch here. So I'm pretty sure that you can get bigger wheels as well. And I almost forgot the color. You know, I'm a color guy. This is called Ruby Red Metallic. Right now it's one of 6 colors you can choose from. But as or how I know Volkswagen, you know, they will put up some more colors. I think for the Golf you have the choice between 56 different blues or something. So we will see more colors for the Tiguan, I'm pretty sure. Being really honest to you guys, as I always am, you know, I'm kind of tired to talk about backs of SUVs, you know. What am I supposed to say? We got a spoiler on the roof. Whoa, you know, even with a braking light in here. Woo, a windscreen wiper. Oh, it's always the same, you know. Yes, every car looks a little bit different, but guess what? We got horizontal lines to make the car look wider. Amazing! That's the first cut. No, I'm just kidding. You know, it's always the same. They try to make the car look wider, that's it. Here we got full LED, and I guess those are really full LED rear lights. I'm not sure if the basis model comes with full LED rear lights. In the press release, it just says LED rear lights. And when they talk about LED rear lights, it's like some LED and some light bulbs. Here, those look like full LED. But since we got full LED in the front, this makes sense. And I'm not sure if you have halogen in the front, if you have like real full LED in the back. So you might want to check your dealer. I don't want to walk up there and ask right now. I'm too cold for this. I apologize. However, amazingly, we don't have any side plates on the side. You know, I thought this was a new must when it comes to backs, that we have side plates, not here. However, well, horizontal line, blah, blah, blah. And down here we got the exhaust pipes together on the left side. That's it, the rear. Bang. Well, okay, I'm freezing. Let's go inside. Let me show you the interior. The doors are pretty huge. At least I think so. They open in an 80-degree angle, and I even see an off-road dorsal panel. Okay, I'm an old fart, and I enjoy the advantages of a compact SUV. You know, you just slip inside the car, it's all easy. No, it's really easy to get inside, of course. You have to lean out once you open the door all the way, but it's not as heavy as it looks like, and here I am inside. Well, welcome inside the new Volkswagen Tiguan. Yeah, I put off my jacket and even my hat because I'm not outside anymore. See? And plus, security advice, never drive with your winter jacket off. Always take your time, put it off because it will disturb you. You know, it's always a good idea to put the winter jacket off. And this is Patagonia, you know. I'm not getting paid for this, I like the jacket. It's, never mind. Okay, this is a new Tiguan, and I'm quite pleased. I know a lot of car journalists I always considered that they get money from Volkswagen. But look at me. Do I look like I get money from anyone? No. So, I might say that I really like the new interior of Volkswagen. It gets cleaner with every car, and I appreciate this. I don't like cars with buttons everywhere. So they're reducing it more and more, and I highly appreciate it. Checking the material in here, we got soft touch all over the dashboard. It gets a little bit harder here, but it's still soft touch, and I think it's pretty cold outside, so well, never mind. We got some application here in the door panels as well, and a dual tone interior, sort of black up here and beige down here. So well, that's quite nice. We don't have leather seats. I think Volkswagen doesn't like me anymore. No, our test car are not equipped with leather seat, but cloth seats with some microfiber in the middle, I guess. The seats are pretty comfortable, by the way. And so all in all, talking about the material, clothes on the ceiling as well, it's fine. You know, that's Volkswagen standard. It's not like premium appeal, but it's Volkswagen standard. I might say it's Volkswagen. Brian, do you agree? It's Volkswagen standard, yeah. So, everything's fine. Talking about the space I have in here. My seat is put to the very lowest position, but look at this. I can almost put 2 fists between my head. Awesome. Enough space. Me and Brian, we were driving around earlier. And so him on the passenger seat first and then on the driver's seat. So I had both seats as well. And you don't feel like in a compact car. I mean, the Tiguan is a compact SUV, but it feels like you have much more space. Well, you know, even the armrest tends to be pretty big. It's not big, I promise you, you know. We would fight about it, but it feels big, and the view and all that, it feels like a pretty spacious car inside, and I like that. Talking about using the car, Brian, help me out. Ergonomic. The ergonomic aspect of the Tiguan. I really appreciate that the whole center part is facing me as a driver, so I call it driver oriented. Once you have driven one Volkswagen, and it doesn't matter how old it is, you will get along in this car well, because even with the evolution inside, the buttons still feel kind of the same. You know, you're still sitting in the same car, and I appreciate it. So everything is in reach and control, and this is even facing me fine. You know, I appreciate it. All right, our standard procedure. We can adjust the height of the safety belt on our shoulder, which is good for safety. You don't get hurt. That's the length of the seat belts. And I think even some guys who like to eat a little bit more than I will have enough space here to buckle up safe. The seats, I told you already, no leather seats. You can adjust our seats manually, pump it up and down, slide them backwards all the way, and forward all the way. Besides that, we have a manual lumbar support, pushing my back forward, and a little wheel to adjust the backrest. Everything works fine, and I had no problem whatsoever finding a good sitting position. Besides that, we were driving 1.5 hours in this car, and I might say that the seats are very comfortable on one hand. By the way, you can heat them up in 3 intensities up here, and you see the digits in the display. And well, how do I put it? We're driving on winter roads here, and once a sudden, you know, I was really shocked. With the ESC off, we were sliding a little bit. And I can say, as we were sliding, the seats do have a little bit of side support that I appreciate. Yeah, all by accident, Volkswagen, all by accident, promise. Alright, so seats, fine, check off. The steering wheel. And here I am, and I promise you that's nothing but the truth. I'm a huge fan of the Volkswagen steering wheels. I don't know why, they just do it for me completely. They're not too thick, they're not too thin, they just have the right size for my hands. And I like the way they're structured and they look. So this is not objective at all, it's just me, I love them. Best steering wheels in Germany, really. Even better than Porsche, yeah. Well, as good as Porsche. Okay, it's adjustable manually. That's the radius you have, so you will have no problems finding a good position for yourself, I guess. It's a multifunctional steering wheel, so we got quite a few buttons on here. On the upper part of the left side we have everything to control the ACC, so adaptive cruise control. On the lower part it's a volume for the infotainment system. On the right side we are controlling the board computer, vice versa the active info display, depending on what options you got. We can take phones here and use the button for voice controls, and on the lower part you have the buttons to skip songs or radio stations or whatsoever. On the steering wheel we find the shifting pedals as well. Remember, we got the dual clutch, 7-speed dual clutch, so we can use the shifting pedals as well. And well, yeah, here's a walkie-talkie. I will hand it to Brian. Sorry for interrupting you. And the plastic, they're made of plastic, so they feel a little bit cheap. However, if you put your hands in the right position, you can use them with your fingertips easily, and you even have some riffles on there so you don't slip. Everything's fine. Alright, steering wheel. Oh, and you can heat it up. It's the same button for heating up the driver's seat, but once the dialog comes up here in the display, you can enable or disable it separately. Alright, now looking in the mirror. Well, now the sun is coming, you know. Earlier when we were recording the other stuff, we didn't have the sun. However, I'm talking about the mirrors. I think they're shaped quite sexy, especially compared to various competitors who have just, you know, like a mirror on the side. So it's a little, you know, shaped in a nice way. Still, the mirrors itself, they're big enough to see everything what's going on behind you, you know, while driving, perfect size. The inner mirror, however, is frameless now. Frameless, you know. I know I've seen this in the Audi A4, the new one. So we got it in the Tiguan now as well, and I like it is kind of sexy. I mean, talking about inner mirrors and being sexy, I know I'm weird, but overall I'm a car guy, so, and I know you guys understand. I like it, it looks nice. However, it is really big, and you see the whole rear window, so you don't have to nod your head to see everything what's going on back there. You see the whole window, and it's a good thing. So all the mirrors work fine. Well, now I have to turn my head around my shoulder, you know, shoulder view. Well, the B-pillar is not what I call thin, but you don't have a blind spot. The other way around, don't do this while driving, you know, like, everything's fine. A-pillar, B-pillar, C-pillar. Between the C and the D-pillar is a little window that helps you, but it does not hide the D-pillar from being a really big blind spot bringer. So if you're driving the Tiguan, make sure you use a mirror as well once you do the shoulder blick, you know, like mirror, and then, you know, you get everything, and that's cool. Besides that, our car is equipped with hello car. Our car is equipped with not only with a rear camera, but as well with a bird view 360-degree camera, split it here on the screen. Yeah, this is a narrow sensor, you know, never mind. So we got 4 cameras, two below the mirrors, one in front, one in the head, so you get this bird view. And we got the regular camera looking to the back. Picture's fine. We got even the lines that show me where I'm driving, and some other lines to see where I have to stop. Looks good right here, but while we were driving along and we put the car in reverse, I was seeing nothing but white, because we had all the snow on the back, which means the camera is not protected against, you know, mud and snow and whatever. So Volkswagen, we would appreciate a camera which is hiding, you know, from the snow and the mud, and gets cleaned inside and then comes out again. But okay, we're talking still about a compact SUV in the Volkswagen segment and not in the premium class segment. I think it works fine, it's good, and I would always choose a rear camera. Alright, and since I'm here already, I can go on to the cockpit, but before that let me mention the head-up display. As an option, now on the Tiguan you get the head-up display just sliding in here, so it's not a regular head-up display that we know that is projecting everything in the windscreen itself, but just on this plastic sheet. Glass shield. Glass, it's not plastic. And well, some might say, well, why, you know? Well, because they didn't have enough space. The angle wouldn't fit, you know. It's a technical issue. However, you still have it in your view. You don't have to lower your eyes to the cockpit. Just a tiny bit, not even from the street. You still see at least your digital speed. And that's a sum up from me, because, you know, heated seats and a head-up display. That's all what I need. And lots of horses, of course. However, it's okay. And looking in the options here real quick, I need this to help myself. Options, head-up display. You can adjust the brightness, of course. You have two color schemes, standard and snow. How do they think about snow? Well, anyway, and the content, digital speed, you can see something for the ACC, so the adaptive cruise control, dynamic road sign display. Well, I always call this traffic sign recognition. Route guidance, so whenever you're using the navigation system, and the lane assist. All those icons can appear on the screen, but they don't have to. Okay. And now on to the virtual cockpit, which we have as an option. It's an option like the poor guys order the car with the classical round gauges, you know, but we get this 12.3-inch display. So what we see here is a classical view, two round gauges, the rev meter on the left side going up to 6,000 RPM with a rate range starting at 5,500. In the lower part, we have the cooling temperature of the water, and on the right side we see the speedometer going up to 260 kilometers per hour. Remember, the car runs top speed 200 kilometers per hour, so I think they wasted some space here. And Volkswagen, just as a hint, you know, it's digital. You can program it without any cost, you know, so you can make an own skin for this very car, because the top speed is just 200. Well, let me just be a smart ass for a few seconds here. And in the lower part we have the control of the fuel, or the gas tank, or the petrol tank, or whatever. No, it's a diesel here, so for the fuel. In the lower line we have the current trip distance and the overall distance, and in between some signs for the assist systems. In the upper part, there's a compass, the current time, and the current outside temperature. So now we're in the navigation mode. If I push the OK button on the right side, I can switch between two different views, so you can see more of the map or more of the controls. However, it's not as big as, the difference is not as big as the one from Audi. I was asking Volkswagen, well, you know, what Audi told me they have a better resolution. Well, the Volkswagen guys did not quite agree with their partners from Audi. They say they have the very same resolution. It's just a matter of of the concept, and their concept is leaving the controls big enough so people can read them easily, instead of Audi, you know, having all this fancy navigation system in everywhere. Okay, so we can go back on full size here and go through all the other stuff. So we have a new point called views. Using this, we can change the inside of the round controls. So consumption and range, efficiency, well, you can read it as I go through here. So various information you can use there. Sadly, you know, you cannot really say I want this on this side and that on this side, but you know, that's just life. Get over it. So we got the views, audio, well, we got Apple CarPlay because it's the modular infotainment structure here as well. MIB 2 with CarPlay and Android Auto and MirrorLink. Please connect the phone. I won't. Well, you know, status of the car, not so exciting. Driving data, here we go. You know, I just hop through here real quick and you can read it while I do it. Just I stop at speed, so even if you don't order the head-up display, you still have a way to see the digital speed in big letters here. Road sign, la 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 la, and I think, oh, AdBlue range. Well, you remember AdBlue? Oh, just kidding. All right, that's pretty much it. I'm done here. Okay, that's it from the display. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. So let's go on with the other stuff. By the way, we just drove the car during daytime, but I know the whole virtual cockpit I've driven at nighttime too, so I can tell you it's easy to read during daytime as well as during nighttime. And just as a thing, those are my favorite poser Ray-Bans, you know? What's up? And they have polarizing glasses, and if I use them I cannot see anything in the head-up display. So when we started driving, you know, I was afraid of getting snow blind. I put on my shades and I was like, oh damn, how do I turn on the head-up display? Well, it was on. I just couldn't see anything because of my sunglasses. Thank you, poser Ray-Bans. Alright, well, same with the display of the infotainment system. Easy to read during daytime, during nighttime. Everything is cool. Especially we got Apple CarPlay, and you know I'm an Apple freak and nerd and slave overall, you know. So everything's cool. All right. Display. Yeah. I cannot show you the ambient light yet because it's still bright enough so it does not work. I can tell you at least it's in the foot compartment and in the door panels we have some LEDs. And you can just adjust the brightness, not the color, no fancy stuff. And we don't have a sunroof. It's not sunroof here, but you can order if you want to a panoramic sunroof even for this car. Okay, last but not least, what's missing? Let's check the horn. Well, that's what it sounds like. Alright, and now my favorite part, because it's my own invention, you know, the Ausfahrt... Oh no! The video car review. It's not Ausfahrt anymore. New channel. The video car review compartment check. Let's see what we can store inside the car. Start with the door panels. We got half a liter here. You know, forgot about half a liter. I think 2 liter bottles will fit in here with ease. And talking about American dimensions, the super size me cup will fit in here. I'm pretty sure. Well, not the popcorn thing, you know. However, and there's still space for other stuff. What I like is we got the warning vest in here, and you can slide it in a hidden compartment sort of in the door panel thing. So that's fine. On the left, next to the steering wheel, we have a little compartment. Well, you know, just a compartment, hard plastic in and out. Oh, by the way, we have Brian, do I say close to the stuff that you feel in here? Cloth. Okay, so we got cloth in the door panel compartment, but not on the side that is facing you. That's plastic. Okay, and here it's all plastic. Up here we have a little compartment, inside cloth, and not really big, but still big enough to, you know, throw in some stuff. Going all the way down, the next one is here, and I might put in some personal information. This is my new iPhone 6. While I was filming the Ford Focus RS review, I lost my old iPhone 6s Plus. You know, it was just 2 months old. I left it on the roof, drove away. Someone picked it up because I have this, you know, awesome case, Otterbox. I like, you know, I'm not getting paid, it's just an awesome case. So someone picked it up, turned it off, and it's gone. Thanks, asshole. Really. However, in the Ford Focus RS, we didn't have enough space to put a iPhone 6s in here in this compartment. Well, in the Tiguan, it fits, and I won't put it on the roof. So inside here we have a little compartment, anti-slip surface, and we see an aux-in and an USB port. I'm charging my iPhone still, and since we got the smoker car, I wonder why, we got a cigarette lighter here as well. For all the healthy people, of course, there will be a 12-volt outlet, but ashtray, you know, lighter, everything's cool for smoking in here. But we're not allowed to smoke into test cars, and I wouldn't do it either, you know. Hey, be all easy. I know smoking's bad for your health. Kids, don't try this at home. Okay, this is all not necessary now. And here, let's slide this first. We have a slider, you know, tidy as we Germans are. We have a slider here. We can slide it open, and inside we have 2 push buttons, and once I push them I get cup holders in here. Magic. So this ashtray I can put in one of the cup holders. It works fine, but since we are all not smoking, I take this bottle, of course, and seeing this bottle, it stays in here, but as you can see, it's shaking around a little bit, so it's not like the perfect cup holder, but the bigger your cups or bottles are, the better they will fit in here, I guess. Okay, besides that, we can, as I said, slide them away, and then we have a bigger compartment. Even if we use them, we still have enough space, for instance, for the keys in here. Please remind me the keys are in here, you know, I will freak out because I won't find them. Okay, here we got the armrest. We can adjust it, you know, pull it out, and even adjust it step by step in height, if we want to. So, works fine. You can even use the Tiguan as a badass car. No, I'm just kidding. Both of your hands belong to the steering wheel, guys, always. This is just for the passenger, actually. Okay, oh, no, well, yeah, you can open it all the way too, and then take a bottle, for instance, put it in here, and it's still enough space for the bottle, so it goes in here, and inside we got anti-slip surface as well. Same here, anti-slip. Did I mention it? I don't know. Well, I did. Now, something cool, below the seats, we have drawers. You know, really drawers. You can pull them out. I think it's pretty hard to put something in there because, you know, you got to fiddle around here. However, taking this bottle again, it fits in here. And the bottom, at least, is covered with cloth. And so, well, some stuff will fit in here, warning vest maybe, whatever you want, it fits in here. Actually, I think it's a good place to put the first aid kit in there, so it's always handy to have. Yeah. Or, you know, a shave or something. Never mind. No net here, no nothing. So let's look in the gloves compartment. You can cool it down, so use the air conditioner with the compartment as well. It's not really a lot of space in here. You know, board material fits in there, but not much more. We got coin holders in here. I know you guys like coin holders now. And we got the... well, the unit, one of the units for the infotainment system, so you can have your DVD or CD slot well, there is a CD slot. You can put your DVD, CDs in there, 2 SD card readers and a SIM card slot if you want to use all the functionality of the internet in your car. And it's illuminated, of course, as well. But as I said, not very much space. Okay, going on, sun shields. What's the right word?
Sun visor.
Sun visor. Okay. Retake. We got 2 sun visors, of course, on each side. Both have a makeup mirror, which is illuminated by an LED light up here. The mirror is quite big enough to see my beauty, and we have a little clip for tickets, cards, whatever you need. Here we got once again my poser Ray-Bans. What I like about this compartment for your glass, it's really big. You know this Gucci, I guess, there's Gucci glasses where you look like a fly. Gucci glasses, even those might fit in here, but I'm pretty sure that all my poser Ray-Bans fit in here. You know, I have bigger Ray-Bans too. And I always say Ray-Bans because they are Ray-Bans. I'm not getting paid, and actually I'm pretty pissed off because of that, you know. They're not giving me money or glasses. Sucks. Okay, we got reading lights for the driver and the passenger. It's both LED, and we can turn on the rear lights as well, and we can turn off the lights when you open the door. We got handles on all 4 doors, and I'm about to be done with my compartment check. Well, I'm not saying soccer mom vehicle, of course, because this is a compact SUV and not a giant SUV that you need to bring your kids to soccer. However, I think it's pretty important how much space we have in the rear and how comfortable it is. So let's check it out. Getting in the car in the rear is as comfortable as in the front. And look at this. I don't even have to nod my head, really. Can just get in here easily and close the door as easy. Alright, inside on the rear bench, and let me see. From the material it's pretty much the same concerning the seats, you know, this microfiber on the seat cushions and cloth on the rest of the stuff. In the door panels we have hard plastic on the top. I think in the front it's more soft. Yeah, it's softer, of course, than here. Besides that, the application as well, cloth and hard plastics for the rest. Well, so now we have to mention several things. First of all, the way I sit here. No, let's start first with I'm 180 centimeters tall, so 5'11". Driver's seat is put in my position, so I can sit behind a guy with the same stature than I have. Easily. Lots of leg space. I can put more than a fist between my head and the ceiling. To the side I have plenty of space, so everything is fine for me. Toby just left us, so I can't tell you what's in here for bigger guys, but from my experience I would say even with 195 centimeters, so 6'5", you can sit here okay. We can scoot the whole rear bench 18 centimeters to the front in order to have more space in the trunk, for one thing. Or if you really order your car with a trays and thinking of having a little baby or child, you want it to use the tray, then you can scoot the whole seat forward. Ouch. And all the way backwards again. That's the first thing, you can scoot the bench. Second, I have a leash here on the side. With a leash I can flip the bench, but I cannot only flip it, but go backwards. So I can sit here this way as well as next stop, next stop, next stop, next stop, and so on. So me as an old guy, you know, driving a long distance in a car on a rear bench, which is painful anyway, I tell you in the first place, I enjoy if I can, you know, put my back in a different position every once in a while. So I think it's pretty comfortable. Yeah, just as a side note, let me scoot over here in the middle. I'm sitting a little bit higher, a little bit colder. The back is harder, of course. However, I can sit here all right. So looking to my legs, yeah, my legs are covering parts of the seat cushion for the outer seats. And my butt is, well, if you want to buckle up on the outer seats, you touch my butt. Do you really want to? No, Brian does not want to. However, I would say 3 grown-ups my size can sit here for a while. It's cozy, not too uncomfortable cozy, but if you're uncomfortable with being cozy with other people, it's uncomfortable for you. I think you get my point. Okay, back here, let's look through the compartments. In the door panel, not as much space like in the front, but this is still feeling, you know, lost in the compartment. I think a liter bottle will fit in here as well. I showed you this little tray already. Well, it's, you know, not really stable, so I won't put my MacBook on here. However, you know, for a little kid drawing or doing something, it's fine. Below this we have a little bag for magazine, comics, whatsoever. In the center console we have the air outlets, and our car is equipped with a 3-zone climate control, so you got your own climate zone right here and you can adjust it. Plus our test car is equipped with seat heatings for both outer seats, 3 intensities again. But that's nothing. Now my highlight, we not only have a 12-volt outlet back here, but as well a USB port. And really, that's the future. I mean, really, car manufacturers, how long does it take you to install little USB outlets all over the car? Honestly, I mean, 1 is already cool. 2 would have been much cooler, because 2 kids, 2 USB outlets. And yes, we need USB. We, the parents, need USB in the car. Lots of USB ports. Okay, but at least 1 port and another 12-volt outlet where you can put in an adapter, so that's fine. Okay, in the middle we got an armrest. It's okay for 2 grown-ups to share, or if you want to, you can use this semi-professional cup holders, I might say. They don't have any spaces, so either the bottle fits in here or doesn't. I'm waiting, you know, one day I will push this bottle in here and the plastic will crash and I will have all the water in here. However, 3 holes, you know, suiting different sizes of bottles. Besides that, the backrest of the rear bench is divided 40-20-40, so I can pull down this part to load through different stuff or have a reach in the trunk. Talking about kits, we have ISOFIX hooks on both outer seats. The locks of the safety belts are not really stiff, not as stiff as I like them. However, I think they're stiff enough so little kids can buckle up themselves without you climbing in the rear of the car and helping them. Concerning the safety belts themselves, that's the length. And as a professional father, I might say it's long enough to buckle up a child seat as well as a baby shelf. Okay, for the kids, reading is important, not only playing with your USB controls, USB powered devices, but you should read as well. So you got reading lights, LED reading lights for both outer seats. We got handles on both doors. Next to the handle is a little hook for a jacket or whatever, and another hook on the B-pillar. We got power-driven windows. The windows are tinted, by the way, or colored. The windows fold down completely. All right, my kids love this. Me too. And rolling them up. They have even a child protection, so no one gets harmed if someone from the front rolls up the window and the kid's like, "Oh, look, Daddy." Yeah. "Oh, look, my arm, Daddy." "We missed it." "Take the next exit." I'm sorry, no, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. I'm a professional dad. Yes, so far so good from the rear. Let's see what we got with the trunk. Well, before we get to the trunk, as usual, here's the key. Well, it's a common and pretty boring Volkswagen key, I tell you that. On one side we got the Volkswagen, the VW badge. On the other side, 3 push buttons, lock, open the trunk and unlock. So we have the possibility to open the lid of the trunk, of the boot, whatever. Electrically here in our test car, either over the key or the push button in the driver's door panel, or just pushing this button. As an option, you get this easy open, easy close, where you know, dance around and hope that your feet finds the sensor that the lid is opening all magically by itself. Our test car is, by fortune, not equipped with this feature, so that I don't have to dance around, but just press this button. I told you already we got 145 liters more room in the trunk now, which is in total 615 liters, which equals 22 cubic feet. And yeah, the lid was not opening all the way. Man, I'm sorry. Because I programmed it. So once you push this button for a longer time, it gives you an OK, and now this lid will only open this wide. And I'll just push it up, because I'll probably bang my head the next time I open the lid. Okay, programmed all the way up. By the way, I got my Brian tape here. See, the Brian behind the camera is the Brian who gave me this measuring tape. I don't have to measure it. I know the lid opens 2 meters and 10 centimeters. I just don't know how many inches this is. So that's almost 83 inches. So if you're a garage parker, keep this in mind, but as an option you can program the thing. And by the way, since I have the measuring tape here, to load something in the boot or trunk or whatever, you have to lift it up 75 centimeters or 29.5 inches. Well, let me unload the trunk really quick so we can have a closer look inside. We don't have all our luggage here. Just, you know, leave it here. And again, and remarkable, our mighty tripod case fits in here all the way without, you know, any problems. I can load it in here. So fine, and let me show you around. Alright, let's have a look inside. First, the magic trapdoor. Whoa. Okay, here we got just more storage, no spare tire. I know some of you guys are always asking about spare tires. Please check your local dealer in your market, because I'm not sure if this is a common thing that we don't have spare tires anymore, or just a local market thing. So lots of space here. On this side we have some tools, you know, like the towing hook. That's pretty much all, but neatly put in a bag that suits in here. On the other side it's an empty space. It's our lunch bag. Have a look inside. An apple, something to eat, chocolate. Wow. Okay, but fits in here, as you can see, neatly. Then we got hooks on the right side and on the left side for, you know, bags and so on. We got a light on the right side, and on the left side it's not only a light but a flashlight, you know, that we know already from Skoda. So the Skoda flashlight made it into the Tiguan. In our test car, on the right side a 12 volt outlet, and on the left side even a 230 volt 120 watt power outlet. That's pretty neat. And did I miss anything? Oh yeah, the hooks. I always forget the word, but on both sides, and down here are the counterparts. Well, let's remove the privacy blinds. And now we can easily see that the rear bench, or the backrest of the rear bench, is divided in 40, 20, 40. And now I can pull this trigger, and here for it's 40% on the right, whoops, and 60% on the left. Okay. Once I have flipped both backrests, I have space for 1,655 liters in here, which equals 22 cubic feet. I just put this up again so I can measure the rest. Measuring tape, the Brian tape. And From the back to this part here we got 70 centimeters, which is 27.5 inches. Between the wheel arches we have exactly 1 meter, so 39.5 inches. And if we measure this way, if we have flipped the backrest, whoops, we got 145 centimeters, so 56.5 inches. And if I scoot the passenger seat to the very front, I have even 190 centimeters, so almost 75 inches. And the height of the trunk, we got 44 centimeters, so 17.3 or 4 inches. Yeah, that's it. I apologize, I just get mixed up. The volume of the trunk with everything flipped is 1,655 liters. I did this right. Good. But it's not equal as 22 cubic feet, but 58 cubic feet. I apologize. Okay, however, you can store up to 476 kilograms or 1,049 pounds inside the Tiguan. That's the worst case, depending on what you have in the car, you know, options. In the worst case, only 476 kilograms or 1,049 pounds, of which you can put up to 75 kilograms or 165 pounds on the roof. And as an option, you can install a hook as well, and this is good for pulling trailers with their own braking system. They can weigh up to 2.5 tons, metric tons, guys. Welcome inside again, and I would like to share a little bit of my driving impressions here with a new Volkswagen Tiguan 2.0 liters TDI with 150 horses and 4Motion all-wheel drive. To be totally true to you, I cannot judge the car at all concerning the driving. Because I live in Germany, we have snow like maybe 2 weeks a year in the last years. Yes, my driving license, I have it for 20 years, so I did quite a few winters, but I'm not so familiar with driving on snow that I can, you know, adapt the behavior of the car on snow. Like, okay, when it's driving on snow like this, it will drive on concrete like that. Cannot do this. I'm just, you know, I can judge the car concerning driving it on snow so far. And I'll tell you, it works pretty well. First of all, we have different off-road modes here. We have got a rotary control down here, and it normally stands on street, and you could put it on snow, so it's an optimal profile for driving on snow. We have an off-road mode as well as an individual mode. And once we go on the individual mode and adapt it, you see what you can, you know, do with this mode and special stuff that you can enable, disable, put in different stuff. And so driving on snow with the snow mode worked totally fine. As far as I understood, the all-wheel drive, the Hyundai X5 all-wheel drive, can put all the power it has to each wheel, sort of, you know. You can have all the power on one wheel. It doesn't make sense, but in theory it works. So I'm sorry that I'm driving like a honk here. I'm just trying to focus on this little track as well. Once you put it in snow, the car gives the tires more torque, or the wheels more torque than they actually need in the snow to make the car stay on track. Does it sound weird? Well, that's the way I understood it, and it works fine. You know, when I started out driving here, well, getting off the plane, I was like, no, snow! I was not prepared. Well, I was, sure. But having all the snow on the street, I was driving really careful. Starting at least really careful, which is reasonable for a guy my age. And then, you know, going a little bit faster and faster all the time. First on country roads, it's even snow on the country roads, not that much. You see concrete every now and then. But then turning on a smaller country road, it was like, just like this, you know, snow on the street. You couldn't see the street, just snow. And then again, you know, slowing down, driving carefully, and then going a little bit faster and faster and faster while I was driving, because I was feeling, you know, just cornering. It worked. It worked fine for me. And, whoops, see? Yes, you feel every now and then the car slips a little bit, but zack, it's back on track. And that really gives you a secure feeling. The brakes as well worked fine for me, like, you know, yes, ABS or the ASR or whatever is working fine, or ABS, that's it, even in English, I guess. And so I could slow the car down, I could accelerate, I could steer on snow in the way I wanted to, and I really felt secure. Yeah. Okay, inside this rotary knob, there's a push button mode, and if you're on regular street mode, you can choose between Eco, Comfort, Normal, Sport and Individual. And here once again, if you push Adapt, you can see what it does, what it affects. And we got the DCC here on board, the dynamic chassis controls and adaptive suspension, works fine. The whole suspension, well, once again, you know, I was driving on snow. I don't know. I didn't have a rough road or anything. It's all snow, snow, snow here. I have the feeling that it works really fine with the DCC, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will have to test drive the car once again in wherever they do this. So this is a pre-event to the regular press driving event. Volkswagen introduces progressive steering now with the Tiguan as well. And again, on snow, you know, I was like, yeah, it really feels good, pretty direct, you know, does whatever I want to. But then again, how does the snow affect the steering? Because, you know, on concrete, you not do this all the time without needing more force. I don't know. The powertrain itself, yeah, we got this 150 horsepower diesel. For us Germans, I might say no. I want at least a 190 horsepower, even I haven't driven it, but a little bit more of power would be really nice. On the other hand, if you're not in Germany and you have a speed limit, this might be probably a fine setup for you. Steering, suspension, oh yeah, we got the 7-speed dual clutch, the DSG on here. Shifting manually, just, you know, it puts the gear in with no delay. You can do it either with the shifting pedals here, or you put the stick of the manual transmission to the right, and then you can go up and down or back to drive. Yeah, and overall it worked fine. The car itself is pretty silent. Well, we had a speed limit here up to 100 kilometers per hour, so 62 miles. Didn't drive faster. I can tell you, up to this speed, it's a really silent runner. Concerning engine noise, wind noise, and the noise that you get from the street. Very much liked. Once again, you know, maybe snow is a little bit more silent than the normal road. Might be. And what else do we have? The brakes. Yeah, well, they braked. I mean, no, they broke. You know what I mean. I could slow down, I told you earlier. So overall, I got a good expression. If I would live here in Sweden, I would say perfect car for me here. Not a compact SUV, of course, but the way it drives, yes, definitely. That's a car I would buy my wife or my mom, for instance, without doubting, if I would live here. So far, so good. Okay, we got a little bit of assist systems, and I really like that they put a push button on the turning signal indicator stick here. Once I press it, I see all the assist systems that are available here in this car. Lane assist, a side assist, parking assist, and a front assist. Yeah. Well, what should I say? As far as we use them, they worked. We even got an adaptive cruise control. Seems to work as well, but actually I didn't use it. But I'm used to this. Well, especially the active lane keeping assist in connection with the ACC of Volkswagen. I've driven in so many Volkswagen cars, so I might say, yeah, they work pretty well. The infotainment is a new generation, supports Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and MirrorLink. By the way, one neat new thing I haven't seen before, the rear camera comes with this bird view camera, 360-degree camera, and there's something even newer. You can go on a 3D mode and then see different camera perspectives and, you know, flips the car around this way. Do you need this? Probably not. Is it neat to see? Yes. Is it a cool joke for your kids? Definitely. Well, Daddy's starting the drone now, kids. Look at this. Well, you know, little fun. Okay, all in all, I can say I'm pretty pleased so far with the driving, but as I said, just snow. And look at this, I'm turning in the dynamic area, which means putting the car in regular driving mode, turning off the traction control, and putting the car in sport. Off, off, off. You might have seen our review of the Ford Focus RS. Some guy were commenting that I need to work on my drifting skills. Well, yeah, I think he's right. I really think he's right. That's nothing I can do very often, but I'm trying hard, just for you guys, so the next clip will be better. See, fucked it up again. You know, shoot it, whatever. But it's fun here at least. So, will the new Tiguan drift? Yes, it will, if you push it hard enough. And that's it so far. Maybe just as a little spoiler, I have one more hour here and I'm leaving from Sweden. A little road trip to Finland, and in Finland we will join the Porsche Ice Force. We will be able to drift with a Porsche 911 Turbo on ice, and my friend Brian will be the host in this clip we'll bring with you with us. So far so good. Thanks. Okay guys, that's it. That's our review about the new Volkswagen Tiguan. And as I said already with my driving expression, our driving expression is really limited because we're driving on snow. Well, you Scandinavian guys who watch, you're like, well, you know, that's normal. What is the guy talking about? But we in Germany, we hardly have snow, so I can hardly compare. Is this progressive steering really kicking ass, or is it just the snow, you know, under the wheels that makes steering so fun? I don't know, but I will find out in a few months when we drive the car again in Germany. Anyway, I'm feeling still able to judge the car due to our principle, and so I say usage as a daily driver, sum up. 5 grown-up my dimensions fit in the car, so fine, you know, and you even have a bigger trunk than in the previous model, and I even say 5 grown-ups can travel for at least a weekend in this car without having problems, you know, and any fights. I won't say anything about the fuel consumption because, hey, you know, we went on the playground, we drove on the icy roads here. That's not what I could call some serious numbers concerning fuel consumption. If you're looking close, during the time when I showed you the active info display, there you see the numbers. I didn't mention them, I forgot them too, so you might want to step back and check there. Driving fun, well, it's a compact SUV, you know, and I tend to say all the time, you know, I'm rather a sporty guy, you know, no compact SUV stuff, that's not driving fun. But I have to admit, here in the snow, we had quite some fun with this car, you know. The 4-wheel drive helps you a lot in the snow, so you feel really secure. It's fun driving even on these little roads here that are full of snow. and you always feel secure, so you go a little bit farther and farther and farther, not wrecking the car, but still it's fun to do so. Not in a sporty way, not in an off-road way, but in a snowy way at least. And talking about comfort, again, I don't have a comparison because it's all full of snow. Is this the snow that makes the ride so comfortable? I doubt it. I think it's really the suspension. It's a good suspension, works fine, gives you an easy, smooth ride. And the seats I consider very comfortable as well. So I say yes, comfortable as well. And I got everything now. Overall, I like the new Tiguan. I think Volkswagen did a pretty good job with the new design language. I know there are plenty of guys out there say, whoa, boring, but I say no, it's not boring, I like them. And since things are changing from Ausfahrt TV to video car review, I have someone new on my side who helped me with the whole filming, and this is Brian. Brian drove the car as well. He was doing quite a few clips for News to Do in the past, and I would like to have a statement from my friend Brian now. So here it is, the British version of Mr. Z, except he doesn't have this Z problem, and hold your breath, you will understand him. Brian, let us know what you think about the new Tiguan.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you very much, Video Car Review, for having me here in this fantastic location. I can speak English a little better than my German, so I think Jan's being a little unfair to himself. So for those of you who haven't been to Britain before, this is almost exactly as it would look at this time of year. So it's been excellent to have, I'm kidding, clearly, but wherever you live, the conditions are going to do this to you once in a while. And the best thing is to have the opportunity to see how the Tiguan's going to handle in the snow. And the answer is great. Honestly, a bit like Jan, this is not necessarily my first pick for vehicle class. And to be completely honest, I've not driven a previous Tiguan, so I didn't have any expectations. The driving modes are fantastic. I tried really hard in the snow mode to make it throw out, leave the course. We had a lot of fun driving, and I really couldn't throw it. I think also, as Jan said, it's a little unfair to judge it only on what we've done here, because this is not the regular conditions you'll be driving the car in. But that said, it's very comfortable, it's really spacious, and it does handle fantastically well in the snow. Hopefully, it will drive that well under normal conditions. I think it's a very nice balance between space, comfort, and performance. If I'm being honest, again, I would have liked a little more power. Straight line acceleration felt a little lacking to me, but there are bigger engines coming later on. Hope you guys will get the chance to give this car a try as well. Let us know what you think. In the meantime, while we still have light, we're going to go and have a bit more driving fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy that too. Thanks very much. I hope to see you soon.
Well, geez, thanks, Brian. And is this English what he's talking? I thought my English was real English. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully Brian can do some more work for us in the near future, so your ears won't bleed that much anymore. I hope you liked our review about the new Tiguan. If you did, please give us a thumb up. If you have any question, put them down in the comment fields. And I would really like to know, do you like the car? Just the outside, the inside, what do you think? Not even talking about driving. Please let us know in the comments, and I will be very willing to answer every comment. Excuse me. If you want to do us something good, share our clip on the social networks, Google+, Twitter or Facebook, or put them on your private playlist on YouTube that help us to grow. Tell your friends and your family about us. We need more spectators from all over the world, but Germany. Germany is Ausfahrt TV. We are video car review now. Okay, that's it. Oh, by the way, you can support us if you want to, really if you want to, only if you want to, on Patreon or Tipeee services where you can send us money. I like that. Well, that's it, you know. I'm Mr. Z, your host. My English sucks, I know this. Hopefully you tune back next time again. So, farewell and goodbye.